Southeast Asia looks set to gain from the economic benefits of a regional grouping with the setting up of the ASEAN Economic Community in December 2015. Among the initiatives that would support such growth is the Open Skies Agreement that would allow carriers from all 10 member nations to fly freely within the region. The agreement that began in January 2016 is known as the ASEAN Single Aviation Market, or SAM, and is the region's major aviation policy. SAM would fully liberalize air travel and supersede existing air services agreements among member states, and could also have the potential to attract China, Japan, and India to join in. This initiative, powered by a rising middle class in Southeast Asia, is strengthening in- and outbound travel throughout the region.
Being a regional aviation hub, Singapore can tap the greater opportunities brought about by increased trade and tourism. This is a result of closer cooperation in the aviation sector. The emergence and expansion of low-cost carriers provides travel access to a broader population segment with relatively modest levels of income per capita, a significant market within ASEAN.
LCCs provide about 60% of seat capacity within Southeast Asia. Between 2004 and 2014, LCCs increased their seats 8 times, from 25 million seats to 200 million seats. Budget airline Jetstar Asia, which uses Singapore as a base, is fully committed to increasing flights within the region. Liberalization in the aviation sector has helped the carrier expand inbound traffic to Changi Airport.
How does inbound travel benefit from Open Skies? We have shown it. We have shown it by increasing frequencies in markets like Cambodia. Coincidentally, we fly in 8 out of the 10 ASEAN countries, with the exception of Brunei and Laos. In all the markets where we have a presence, we have increased frequencies progressively over the last 12 years. In the last 12 months, we've added frequencies from Cambodia to Singapore. We've added frequencies from Yangon to Singapore and Indonesia to Singapore.
Low-cost carriers Scoot and Tiger Air are working together to expand their operations in the region. Parent company Singapore Airlines brought the two carriers under a single holding company to achieve closer cooperation and integration between Scoot, launched in 2012, and Tiger Air, which was started almost a decade earlier in 2003.
The two airlines now coming together as one, we no longer just have to rely on point-to-point travel to drive future growth. The potential for connecting travel becomes much greater. From the passenger's perspective, we believe the synergies will allow us to expand our network at an even faster pace, grow to even more, to new destinations.
Indeed, the long-term growth potential for the aviation sector in the region is huge. Indonesia, Thailand, Malaysia, and India collectively account for more than half of global LCC growth, according to data presented by Amadeus in 2013. While the Open Skies Agreement might pave the way for more opportunities in the aviation sector, there will be challenges, says aviation analyst Brendan Sobey.
Southeast Asia overall, a lot of the growth, the fastest growth, has already been achieved. Because the market has developed significantly in the last 12 or so years since the dawn of the LCCs in Singapore and in Southeast Asia. Since then, the growth has slowed down a bit overall, and the growth by LCCs in particular have slowed down as the market it has matured slightly.
With tough competition in the LCC market, partnerships are therefore critical for growth. In May 2016, such a collaboration called the Value Alliance was formed. 8 low-cost carriers, including Scoot and Tiger Air, will allow passengers to book flights through each partner website and, through a single booking, create itineraries across the region.
We can rely on each other's distribution strengths in our home market. In the Philippines, we are less well known, but Cebu Pacific, the well-known brand name, and so we can rely on them.
Slower growth aside, Costs, especially operational expenses, could also pose another challenge, especially for budget airlines where passengers are more price sensitive. Other hurdles in the region, from infrastructure to operational efficiencies, also need to be overcome for a clearer runway for airlines.
Though traffic rights have been liberalized, there's still airport congestion across some of the major metros in ASEAN and even some of the secondary points as well, Bali included, with a single runway operation. In markets like this, there has to be more easing of slots to airlines to enable them to grow.
While challenges abound, one positive for budget airlines operating out of Singapore is the fact that their home base, Changi, is a regional aviation hub, which saw close to 55.5 million passengers passing through the airport between January and December last year. This is 1.3 million more than the year before, and that is despite a slower economic growth in recent times that has impacted other airports in the region.